Hello, good evening. It's Friday. It is almost the start of the weekend, but of course we can't start the weekend officially until we have done the Arsenal Women's show, as always. Lot to get through tonight. Of course, it's been a good week for the Arsenal Women, 2 big wins. So we're going to look back at the FA Cup match against Liverpool, which Matt was at. We did a vlog for us as well. So we're going to be talking about that game. We're going to be looking back as well on Wednesday night's brilliant performance against Reading in the WSL as well. That's good fun. We're also going to look ahead to Sunday, another big game against Birmingham. Of course, we need some revenge there, don't we, after they gave us our only league defeat so far this season. So we need to put that right on Sunday. And, of course, also, as well as always, the new weekly feature, Matt's player chart. I'm hoping he's got a good one ready for us this week. I'm sure he will have. So stay tuned to that. That'll be coming up at the end of the show. So loads and loads coming up to get through the other side of this. So it's the Arsenal Women's show. It is the start of the weekend. It's actually a big weekend for Andreas. He is flying over to London tomorrow on Sunday. His first game for quite some time due to all the restrictions. So it's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to it. Andreas, it'd be good to get you over to London again.
Yeah, I'm really excited and looking forward to it. It's 2 years and 2 months, and I would have never thought that it will take such a long time, but
yeah,
we could expect this pandemic and travel restrictions and everything. So I'm just happy to be back, and even if it's only for the weekend, only for the match against Birmingham. It's crazy to fly from Germany to London just for one football match, but I want it. I'm happy with it, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be good. So if anyone watching is going to the game on Sunday and you do see Andreas there, please say hello. I'm sure he'll be pleased to meet you all. And Emma will be there as well. So, if you see them both at the game, please say hello and introduce yourself. Also, Matt's back again this week following your little trip to Liverpool. Not really that far for you to go, was it? But it was a good game. We'll talk about that in a minute. Have you had a good week?
Oh, yeah, it's been fantastic. Absolutely been buzzing that weekend. And even on the up until the Thursday, because we had the men's game as well. So it's sort of just riding on that high from there. So, yeah, it's been a really good sort of week, and I'm really looking forward to the next couple of hours.
Yeah, no, it's going to be good. A lot of good stuff to talk about, as always. Of course, it's been a good week, as we said, for the Arsenal Women. Amar's back. He had a week off. We gave him a week's holiday last week, which he didn't get paid for. But anyway, we did give him a week's holiday, but he's back. Are you okay this week, Amar?
Yeah, not bad. Same sentiment shared with Matt. Watched the game last week. The boys come back in thrilling fashion, and then just enjoyed those 2 wins which we've had. So let's just hope we can keep that going into this weekend against Birmingham and Watford, respectively. So it should be good.
Yeah, big weekend of football. I will talk about it in a minute. I don't know why they haven't separated the games on different days, but anyway, we'll maybe not spend too much time on that. But we need to go back, of course, to almost a week ago now. The FA Cup, a potential banana skin, I guess it was. We did talk, obviously. Look ahead to it last week. Turned out to be not a bad result and performance in the end. So a slightly slow start from Arsenal, as has been the case quite a lot recently. But once we got going, we certainly got the game over and done with pretty early on for a change in the first half. We hadn't scored a goal in the first half for a while, but we certainly did. Some great goals in that game, actually, and it was a comfortable victory. Maybe a little bit more comfortable than I was anticipating beforehand. But we played well once we got going. I mean, we can't not mention those 2 goals in the first half from Katie McCabe and Caitlin Ford from outside the box. I mean, sensational goals, both of them. I mean, what and to come one after the other so quickly as well. I mean, just amazing stuff, really. And that was great. And it was nice finally for the first time in quite a long time to feel relaxed in a game. We got early goals. We could relax, enjoy the second half. Wasn't too worried. We got another goal, and it was just a fun game, and to really enjoy it. I know sometimes when you got a little bit of tension, it can make it more exciting when you score. But ultimately, it's nice just to have a nice, relaxing evening or afternoon, as it was, and enjoy the game and progress through to the next round. I mean, Andreas, you must have been delighted with how we sort of approached that game and how we performed in it. It was a slow start, though, wasn't it? Again, the first 10 minutes or so, that Liverpool caused us one or two issues, didn't they? But then once we settled down, there was no stopping us, was there?
Yeah, but all in all, it was a lot more comfortable than we all expected. And yeah, I must confess that I haven't expected to lead at halftime and that we can say, the job is nearly done. So yeah, we took this match really serious, and that's thumbs up for Jonas and for the team. In every part of the game, you had the impression they take it serious. There was no underestimating of Liverpool. They are just from the second league or so. No, we took it serious. It was a really good match, and forget the first 10 minutes. We scored, and we had a brilliant first half, the best first half for a long time. Okay, Chelsea. This was a special match, but the other matches we had, it was always slowly coming in and just growing into the match in the second half. But this time we were there. We scored fantastic goals, and of course for Katie, it's nearly normal to score such a goal.
It is.
I'm especially happy for Caitlin. She's playing at her best level for such a long time, and I think it was the third match now in a row after which I could say Caitlin is just great. She's as good as she was last season when she scored, when she had a lot of assists. Now she is fit. You see, there is no injury, nothing that prevents her from her best, and yeah, she proves her worth for the team, and I'm really happy that she scored such a wonderful goal. It will help her. And yeah, all in all, it was a really great match, great result. Yeah, we can build up on this.
Yeah, and you can see that maybe the confidence is coming back a little bit as well, following a poor run that we had, as we know, either side of Christmas. Andy's in the chat there. Good evening, Andy. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're well. And Terry as well says, good evening, Richard Andreas, MMM77. And who's the guy, Ammo? I do recognise him as he's been on here before. He only had 1 week off, Terry. I mean, come on, he's usually here. He's just had a week off. You know, we allowed him a holiday just for a change.
Dinner with my dad, but yeah.
So Matt, obviously you were at the game. Obviously you was on the channel as well at half time and at full time, which was great. I mean, to see those two goals, particularly Katie's goal, which was just incredible, a strike, to hit a ball like that coming the way it fell to her, and to hit it like that straight into the roof of the net was a fantastic finish. I mean, to actually be in the stadium to see that again, I mean, you're making a habit of it, aren't you? Katie's always, she must know when you're at the game, because she seems to pull something special out of the hat for you, don't she? And that was, I mean, that was up there with the Aston Villa goal, wasn't it, in quality, really?
Yeah, she actually did a meeting with the Miss Kick ambassadors, which she's part of, and she said she actually preferred that goal against Liverpool than the one against Aston Villa. But to be honest, that routine, I don't know if you watched it back, but
the corner,
clips, it does look like it's been worked on the training ground. And as soon as that header's coming out, we're thinking, well, okay, we've just wasted a corner, and Katie's just there on the end of it, going out and gone and scored a belter. So yeah, Katie and scoring bangers, they go together.
They do.
With this game, it was just, when I saw them the first time, I thought they're not going to be ready for us. And the fact that we scored 3 goals in that first half, the game was almost at bed. If we scored another one, it was game over. Kim comes on and does the little dink beneath the goalkeeper, which was a brilliant goal as well. That's the other thing that Kim Little, I was trying to work it out. I think Kim Little scored 2 or 3 goals since I've been watching them in the away games. So it seems to be I have a lucky charm with certain players at the moment.
You do, yeah. Hopefully it'll continue, because it's nice. I mean, obviously Katie scored against Aston Villa. She scored against Man United, a penalty. She scored obviously against Liverpool. She does seem to pop up with a few for you, which is nice. But no, I mean, Kim Little was good because she hasn't scored a goal for ages, and it was nice to see her. You know, I know we were 3-0 up, so she maybe had a little bit more freedom in the second half to get forward, where she's maybe been a little bit more deeper in the new system that we've been playing. So it was good to see her get forward and get another goal, which was nice, and a comfortable victory, which was good. And yeah, I mean, it was nice to I say to be relaxed for a change, because it's been quite stressful the last few weeks watching Arsenal, both the men and the women actually, but the women in particular has been really stressful because the games have been so tight, and we found it difficult to make breakthroughs and stuff like that. So it was good to get those goals. And yeah, I mean, but as Andreas rightly says about Caitlin Ford, her form at the moment is fantastic. I mean, it's, you know, she was out of the team. She went off to the Asia Cup, didn't she? And she's come back and looks fitter, sharper, hungrier, and she's just been a revelation, actually. And the fact that, you know, Nikita Paris didn't even get in the squad in midweek, which we'll come on to, you know, because of how well Caitlin Ford's playing. You can't leave her out of the squad at the minute. You can't leave her out of the team. She's just been brilliant. I mean, that goal, the second one in particular, again, I mean, that was a great goal as well, wasn't it, Matt? It's actually Caitlin got the assist. I know she perhaps didn't mean it as an assist, but she like knocked the ball forward and Caitlin smashed it in. That was a great goal as well, wasn't it? Straight after.
Yeah, I think that's the other thing as well. I think we're going to be spoilt for choice for goal of the month this time. Like, we're not waiting on a 1-0 sort of thing. We'll look at this game and go, you know what, it's going to be a tough call between these two. I'm just going to go back to what you said about Caitlin. I actually think that the Asia Cup, she was sort of all right, but she wasn't the best. But because of the international break, Leah had a break as well. So they both went off together and were able to relax, reset, and that's probably helped them a lot. It'll be interesting to see what happens later on, because I think we've got, is it 2 more international breaks?
2?
No, maybe 1?
I think there's 1 more in the season, isn't there? I think there's 1 more,
Yeah, I think there's 1 in April after the game against Villa, I believe. Oh, sorry, Leicester,
yeah, I think so,
Yeah, Leicester. I think it's after the game against Leicester.
So okay, let's just say we've got 1 break left, but it'll be interesting to see if we can come back, and it'll be very interesting to see how that goes. But we'll probably save that discussion for another time and we'll just put it back on the shelf for now.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke about international breaks before. We haven't tended to come back from them too great in previous ones this season, but this was a good way of come back. In prayer views in the chat there, Katie never ceases to amaze us. No, she doesn't. Every week she seems to pull something out of the hat. And also, sign the thing, Kate. Yeah, exactly. We want her to stay as well, because she's proving how important she is. I say in these last few games, she's been really, really good. And, you know, that was a great goal. I mean, the first goal actually was a good goal as well. A nice, cool finish. She took her time and just rolled it in, didn't she? That was a good goal. And the BBC Sport website, for some reason, gave that as an own goal. And I still can't figure out how did they make that as an own goal when it was a lovely ball through to her from Rafael Souza. She got a nice little touch, took her time and rolled it under the keeper. It's like, well, hang on a minute, no one else has touched it.
I'm like,
But you know what's funny is the fans were closer to that than the media. The media are all over towards the main stand, so they can't really see what's going on. We have the perfect.
They would have seen it. I'm sure they would have seen a replay of it before they put their report out. I mean, they had the highlights on. It was like, come on, you know, how is that an own goal? But anyway, it is Caitlin's goal. We all know it's Caitlin's goal.
Yeah, it is.
She pretty deserves it as well, because it was a good performance from her. I mean, Emma, what did you make of that Liverpool game? It was nice, wasn't it? I say, to be less tense than perhaps most games recently. It was nice to be able to enjoy a game, enjoy the football for a change.
Yeah, it was, as I said, a familiar pattern. First 10 minutes with nervy. I mean, other than the 1 chance they had when it was 2-0 for, I think it was Leanne Kiernan who put it wide. We didn't really threaten us, so that we were able to control the game. We could still, in the end, why they're still like they have with the Premier League and the Championship. Right? There's a golfing class, you could say, between the FA Women's Championship and the WSL. And in the end, I mean, as you mentioned, the ball by Raffaelli, who for Caitlin for the first goal, she's looking more and more assured every time she puts on an Arsenal shirt and steps out, and it's forming a nice partnership with Leah at the back now, looking calm and composed. As you said, the second goal, as you mentioned, was absolutely worldy. Lotta Women-Moya, she tweeted during the game as well. She said, Katie only scores bangers, which I thought was, that's true. Yeah. And then funny enough, I just popped out of the room when I heard the goal, and I thought, oh no, who scored? I thought Liverpool scored, but actually it was a banger from forward. I had to go back and watch it again. So that was good. We were able to control the game after that. Finished off with a nice goal from Kim, where it turns out they were playing a strange old offside trap, which I don't know what they just stopped. Yeah. But it was good to see. It was good to see, and to be able to rest such key players, including Viv Stenius, was really good.
It was, Viv Stenius, of course, our new partnership, which we like, which is good. But no, it just kind of shows, doesn't it, the strength And obviously, we'll talk about the Reading game in a bit as well. That the strength in the squad now, the depth that we've got, that we can rest some really key players in important games. I mean, yes, Liverpool in the Championship, but they were, you know, they were a good team, and we had to take the game seriously, and we did. But we can rest a lot of decent players, and we can still produce good performances and get good wins, and that just shows the strength now that we've got in the squad. Because before Christmas, we were wondering, you know, if we had a couple more injuries, we would be struggling. Whereas now, it's like we were at the start of the season where we've got so many players, you're leaving players out because there just isn't space for them. So Terry in the chat there says, one goal that deserves special mention is Sousa. What a player she's turned out to be. Calm down, Emma. We all know you fans.
What is he on? What is he on, man? I mean, of course I don't.
It's a good point about Rafaela, however you're supposed to say it. Sousa, she's been absolutely unbelievable. I mean, what a signing she's proved to be. Just incredible. I mean, I think we've all been surprised and amazed at how great she's been. Every game, she's getting better and better as she settles in. The partnership with Leah Williamson, as we said, is just developing really, really nicely. They're quite similar type of players, aren't they? They're comfortable on the ball. They've got good passing range. They read the game very well, and first and foremost, they can defend, which is so important, which is what they've got to be able to do. And we had that problem, didn't we, before Christmas when we couldn't defend. We had Leah was out. We didn't have any strength in depth in that position, and we struggled. And now, you know, Sousa's come in and she's been unbelievable. For me, I think she's been the best signing of the season for anybody in football anywhere, because just the way that she's transformed our team, in the way that she's slotted into that defence, the left-footed centre back as well, which is always nice. The partnership with just amazing, an amazing player. And it's exciting times, obviously coming up for the end of the season now with this squad that we've got. I mean, Andreas, do you think it's going to prove to be maybe a little bit of an issue for Jonas, because he's now got selection problems, doesn't he? Who does he pick? Who does he leave out? There's certain players that you guarantee are going to start every game, but there's 2 or 3 or 4 positions maybe that he's got this good competition, isn't there? Do you think that that's going to cause us problems, or do you think he'll pick with what he considers his strongest team and stick with that, or can you see some changes happening? Maybe on Sunday, for example, you know, Birmingham, we should be expected to win, but do you think that could be a problem as we go into the real business end of the season?
If it's a problem, then it's a luxury problem, because that's what every manager wishes for his team, that he has a strong squad, a big depth in the squad. And what better could we have? There will be so many matches and tough matches during March and April, May. So we need every player in this squad, and the chance to rotate. And this might be the decisive moment for us. And so far I think he does everything right. He's building partnerships. He lets Leah and Rafa play together. He lets Viv and Stina create their partnership. So, but also there is always the chance to rotate, to react on how the match develops, to bring new players, but also new tactical moments in a match, and reacting from the bench in a match that's not as it should be. This was what we were lacking during the time December, Christmas, early January. This was our problem, that we couldn't react. Maybe Jonas had the idea of what he wanted to change when matches like Birmingham didn't work out as planned, but he couldn't react. There was no depth on the bench, and now there is. I don't see a problem in it, and every player in the team must know that there is a competition for the starting 11 in every match. And this, when you sign at a club like Arsenal, you know that, and you want this competition to be better and to bring the best out of yourself. So I don't think it's a problem. It can be the decisive plus for us in March, April, May, where we need every player.
No, you're right. We do need every player, and it is great that we have now got plenty of depth. But you're right. I mean, Jonas has been doing it right so far, because he understands how important partnerships are, relationships in the team, and he's tried to build them. And I know it's been, you know, obviously Stina and Viv have only started playing together quite recently. Obviously, Rafaela Souza and Leah Williamson have only been playing together quite recently, but he's letting them play together and get those minutes on the pitch and to get that understanding. And yes, I can see. I don't think there's going to be too many changes to the spine of the team for the rest of the season. Certainly in the WSL games, maybe the FA Cup we'll talk about in a minute. Maybe then, but I don't want to see him make too many changes because we want to keep that settled team. But obviously, players get injured, they get tired, and you need to sort of rotate every so often. I mean, that is it is good that we've got that squad now. We didn't have. I mean, there was a game, wasn't there? Was it? I don't know if it was just before Christmas or just after when we had. I think we only had 4 or 5 people on the bench, didn't we? A couple of young players because we just didn't have anybody else. And you can see how desperate we were for some signings, and obviously we've got them now and we can see what difference it's made. I mean, obviously, we got past Liverpool in the FA Cup and the draw was made at a ridiculously silly time on Tuesday, I think it was. And I was in the office, so I couldn't actually see it live. But
9 o'clock in the morning, that's right.
Yeah, I mean, what a crazy time. It used to be in the evenings when you could all huddle around the radio and listen to it together. But anyway, they did it at 9 o'clock in the morning and we ended up getting Coventry United at home. Now, the funny thing about that was when Arsenal tweeted it out, they of course put Coventry City's badge and Coventry United is a slightly different club, and it's like, what are you doing? Honestly, who runs the Arsenal social media? Because they literally haven't got a clue. They should let Tim Stillman do it. At least he knows what he's doing. They should let him run that because obviously the people that's doing it at the minute just have not got a clue. That was embarrassing, actually. Coventry made fun of it. Coventry United made a little bit of fun out of it, which was good. But it's a good draw, isn't it? Let's be honest. We're going to be massive favourites at home. Another semi-final. And it's looking as though it's going to be, you know, one of Arsenal, Chelsea, and Man City, or possibly 2, but at least one of those 3 is going to be in the final. And it's a good chance it could be us again. Let's hope so. I mean, Matt, what did you make of the draw then? It couldn't have been much better, really, could it? Other than maybe getting Ipswich, I suppose, was the only other weaker team left in it. But it wasn't a bad draw, was it?
Well, I was still hoping that we were going to get Southampton because that would have been an amazing story right there. But that's an amazing story itself. The fact the goalkeeper scored in the last minute of extra time to take it to penalties, and then they go and lose on penalties to Ipswich. But Coventry United, I think the fact that they're come back, they're still here, they're still in the league, they're still competing. They came to Liverpool. That was how I did the guide. Unfortunately, they looked like a really good side. It was just Liverpool scored all 3 of their goals in the first half, and they just decided to defend the last 45 minutes, the second half, and that was it. They couldn't be bothered to play the other half. But I think this will be a huge step for them. What I'm hoping they might do is they might turn around and try and get some sort of allocation going for the away fans, because it will be a nice little gesture. I think I'll try and keep it at Meadow Park for the moment because if you get it it's no point having it at the Emirates because you're not going to get that many fans in. No. The men's are playing at Aston Villa on the Saturday. I think this one again, take it with a pinch of salt. I did say never underestimate the power of the FA Cup. I know it's the magic, but I still say power because this game isn't just about who's playing who, but it's also making sure that you can develop and grow as a team. I've seen some teams do some fantastic things through the FA Cup money, and I think a lot more of us would like to see how that goes, even if that is just say Coventry United staying afloat just for a little bit more. It'll go a long way to helping them develop as a club as well. So it's a great tie. Don't take it with a pinch of salt because I think they're going to be fully prepared for this, and they have nothing to lose because they're going to be relegated at the end of their season, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah, no, it is, and obviously they've had their financial problems. And I did see I think it was their director or somebody put a tweet out saying that, you know, unlike the men's FA Cup when the gate receipts are shared, in the women's FA Cup it isn't. Now, obviously, we've got drawn at home, and it would be nice gesture, wouldn't it, if we maybe gave them some of that money for, you know, because of the problems that they've had. And it would be nice if we did something to help them, maybe, you know, over that weekend when they're down for the game. You know, he's right what he said because you know, in the women's game, they have to pay their own travel expenses. It's not all like the men's game where everything's paid for. He said they have to pay for their own travel, their accommodation. It's, you know, it's a lot of money that they don't have, especially at a club like Coventry, as we've seen. So I think Arsenal need to do something. I think for that weekend to help them in some way, whether it's money from the gate receipts, whether it's I don't know, something they need to do. I think definitely to help them out, because it's horrible when you see clubs like that really struggling financially. I mean, they almost went out of business, didn't they? This game wouldn't almost have happened because they wouldn't have even been here, because, you know, it wasn't that long ago where there was threatened they might even be around. So it's good that that they've managed to still be here, but they need help. And we've got an opportunity now. We're playing against them to give them some help, and let's hope that we do, because I think that is going to be really important. We've got a couple of comments actually. Imperative View says it's mad how Leah is the one least involved in the build-up, which is now, because Susan's taken that role on even more. And I think Leah's still not 100% back to full fitness yet. She's getting there, but I mean, she's still brilliant, obviously. But yeah, you can see that. And Imperative Views has got a good point about Steph Catley. She's grown on me. I can't even lie. She was terrific against Reading. She's good. I still feel personally, I mean, I think she's playing really well, but I still think in the back four, when she plays left back, she's probably the weakest link now in that back four, because I think that the two centre backs are brilliant. I think obviously we've got good competition at right back. I actually prefer Katie playing at left back, if I'm honest. I just feel Steph's got that mistake in her sometimes, but she's been playing really well lately. You can't deny that, and she's doing really well. And Imperative View says player of the season so far. I'd personally, that's an interesting question actually. I mean, I know we've still got quite a few games left yet, some important games where people can step up. But yeah, I mean, Andreas, who would you go for at the moment and for player of the season? It's quite a tough one, isn't it?
Very tough question. Yes, Kim has a lot of influence on the team. She's heart and soul of the team, and I can't imagine that she's not playing. But you could say Leah, she has the best season of her career so far. But I would go for Beth, because I have never expected her to have such a fantastic season and such an impact. She nearly didn't miss any game. I think the Reading match was the first one when she was on the bench for the starting 11. She was playing all the time, and she didn't have any weak match, I think so. She scored a lot of goals, important goals, and wow, yeah. I would like to know how many kilometers she's doing in every match. It's unbelievable what she's running. So for me, so far, I would go with Beth as player of the season so far.
No, that's a really good shout. Actually, she has been amazing actually, and she hasn't missed many games at all. And it'd be interesting how far she has run, because she doesn't stop, does she, from start to finish, which is really good. So that's a good shout actually for Beth. You can't really argue too much with that. I mean, Matt, who would you maybe pick at the moment? I know there's a lot of games left where that could change. Maybe someone really steps up and has a fantastic finish to the season. But who would be maybe your shout at the moment then?
To be honest, there's a lot of the usual candidates. You have Kim, Leah, Katie. If I had to pick, I'll mention Noelle, because she's been really good. She's been very consistent all throughout the season. Same as Steph. You always know what you're getting from them too. But if I had to pick one player, it would have to be Manu. The fact that she stepped up when needed to. The cup final, she just showed how well she has grown since she joined us. And I think, again, I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago, the fact that she played in that Tottenham game and made that triple save, and since then she's just grown from it. And she's just done it so well this season. And if I had to pick someone outfield apart from the goalkeeper, I would probably find it quite hard, because they've all done really well this season.
I mean, you're right. I think she's had a brilliant season actually, and I think she's really stepped up again. Like a few players that have stepped up this season, haven't they? From they were very good before, but they've stepped up a level, and she's definitely one of them actually. And in fact, you said Beth is a good shout, and Manu from Australia. Yeah, exactly. We've got
I
that
made
right.
my apology.
It's the other goalkeepers from Australia, of course. But yeah, I mean that is a good shout as well, actually, because I think she has had a really solid season. Actually, she's kept us in a few games. The FA Cup finals you mentioned, she was brilliant, wasn't she? That day it would have been 6 or 7, 8-0 if it wasn't for her. She made some brilliant saves, and that wasn't the only game. I thought she had a good game against Barcelona as well. You know, in the games where we've struggled and we've been giving away chances, they're the games that she's really stepped up and made important saves. They haven't saved us from winning the game in the end, but she's shown how good she is. Obviously, in a lot of the games, other teams don't have many chances. The other night, for example, she didn't have many shots to save. But when she's needed, she stepped up, and I think that's a great shout as well, actually. So we've got, Imperative View says Kim. Andreas has gone with Beth. Matt's gone with Manu. What about you, Amar? Who would you pick? Somebody different, or are you going to go with what we've said already? It's good that we've got so many different choices, really, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I'm going to stick with Katie. I think she's just been absolutely outstanding. We just reinvented that role of left back, and just where she plays left back or left side of front three, wherever. I think she's just grown, and she's arguably, I can't think of a player in that position or wherever she plays that's better than her right now in the league. And she'll be a very strong contender, not just for our player this season, but also probably even is it PFA Women's Player of the Year? Yeah, I think she'll be a very strong contender for that. So yeah, I'd personally give my vote for Katie McCabe.
Another good shout. Yeah, I mean, what a great season she's had. As we said, obviously the goals that she scored, some absolutely incredible goals this season have been brilliant. I mean, I suppose, just to make a different name, I actually would, and I've said this all the way through the season, really, I can't get away from Leah Williamson. And the main reason for that is she's the one player that when she wasn't there, we saw how much we missed her. And that to me proves how good a player is and how important they are to the team. And yes, now we've got Hafaela in, and that maybe helped that problem. But when she was out of the team, Leah, when she was injured, you could see how desperate we were for her to be back. She was the one player that we didn't want out of the team, and as soon as she was, we saw the difference it made. So for me, it would have to be her. Although there's a lot of candidates, a lot of players that are in with a shout, and obviously between now and the end of the season, there's so many big games. It's going to be those players that step up. I mean, Stina's going to be with a great chance if she carries on the way she's been playing. Obviously, Susa's going to be with a chance as well, the way that they've been playing. But there's some big games coming up, and obviously we need to see who's going to step up in these final few games of the season and get us hopefully over the line in all the competitions that we're in. But yeah, it just goes to show, doesn't it? We've all got a different choice, but we could have picked pretty much anybody because there's been so many good performances this season. In fact, it would be easier to pick maybe the worst player of the season, but that would be harsh because they've all played well. So but there'd be less choice from the worst player of the season as opposed to the best player of the season, wouldn't there? Because everybody's been doing such a good job. Imperative View says Frida has dipped in contrast to the way she started the season. Now you're right, her form has dipped off. It seemed to be just before Christmas, wasn't it? I don't know if it was tiredness, and she's not really come back to her best yet, has she, since the kind of after Christmas and stuff. But yeah, she had a great start to the season. We know what quality she is. She's maybe played slightly different positions as well, hasn't she? She's been in and out in different areas of the team. She played centre forward, didn't she? And one was it Leicester when she came on and played up front and scored a couple of goals. So against Liverpool as well, she kind of played more of a forward role when she come on, didn't she? So she has played in some different positions, and she's had a good season as well. But yeah, not been in the best form of the season recently, I guess. So we'll forgive her though because she has been great. But of course, after the Liverpool game in the FA Cup, and of course, coming to the next round, we had potentially we all felt was going to be one of our more difficult games that was left in the WSL, and in the end, we just absolutely swept Reading aside. There's a little graphic said there, 5 points clear. It was an important win that we needed, and it was our best performance, I felt, in the WSL, certainly at home this year in 2022, and going back to towards the beginning of the season. Really, we just absolutely swept them aside. It was just incredible performance. Everyone was on their game. We could have scored 8 or 9 goals if we're honest. Some of the chances that we had, some of the chances that we didn't take. And it was just a fantastic performance. And against a team that, they've struggled in their previous couple of games, but they've been on a good run. They beat Chelsea not that long ago. And we absolutely took them apart. It was fantastic to watch. I mean, Andreas, you must have enjoyed that performance on Wednesday night. It was fantastic, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was totally surprising how we dominated them, and we could have scored 7-8 goals, and nobody could have said anything against it. Beth hit the crossbar. Tobin had this big opportunity. Then Beth, a few centimeters near the post. So, so many players who stepped up. And Viv had a fantastic match. I don't know.
Yeah.
Was she player of the match? I think
Was selected by the BBC as player of the match. That's right. Yeah.
Really deserved this, and I must say we haven't seen her in such a condition for very long. Seeing how she enjoyed the match, how she enjoyed her role, and to see her smile after the match when she went out. So very, very good signs, and this partnership with Stina and everything that's working. You could only be satisfied with the match. And one more word to Viv. You wouldn't find a number 9 player who is so unselfish like Viv is. She could have scored. She could have tried to score the 4th goal, but she saw Stina coming on the left, and she passed to her. That's fantastic. And as I said, you won't find a striker, a number 9 player who is so unselfish like she is. And she's smiling, and she's happy with that she can assist, and that she has a number 9 near her or in front of her, with whom she is creating such a partnership. And this is really great to see, and it gives us hope that she might make a decision for us, maybe. But at least her smile after the match was just great to see.
It was, yeah. Let's just hope that little injury that she seemed to suffer at the end isn't too bad, and she'll be fit for Sunday. I'm sure she will. And you're right, she's enjoying this new role. She said previously that that's a sort of role that she wants to play, and she didn't have the opportunity to before, because we didn't really have a number 9, did we, that could play that role with her. So that was one of the reasons I think why we brought Stina in, and you can see what that partnership's going to bring. I mean, those two have linked up so well in recent games. It's been fantastic to see, and Viv just popping up everywhere. I mean, the other night she was literally everywhere. You know, no matter what we were doing, whether we were attacking, whether we were defending, she was just everywhere. She was on the ball. She was making things happen, and it's maybe a little bit unusual seeing her playing such a deeper role and being so much involved in the whole of the game, as opposed to maybe finishing things off as she's always done. But of course, she did score a goal, and she is the WSL's still record goal scorer. But she's so much more. She always has been so much more than just the goal scorer. And that what you said there, Andrew, perfectly summed it up. When she ran through there, she could have scored, had a shot herself, but she didn't. She saw a teammate in a better position and just rolled the ball across to her, and Stina couldn't miss it. It was good for Stina to get a goal as well. That's 2 in the last 3 games in the WSL, and I think that she needs some goals for confidence as well, to feel that she's settled into the team. So that was great from Viv to do that, actually. She gave her an absolute tapping, which was great to see. And yeah, that's exciting to see those two, not just those two, but how that's been working, the new change of system, really. And it has made a massive difference, because we were struggling for goals. There's no doubt about that before. And now we've got 8 goals this week, and potential for more to come on Sunday, which we'll talk about as well. I mean, Matt, obviously the Reading game, there's not much we can say other than what a fantastic performance it was. 1-11, the subs as well that came on all made a big impact. Beth hit the crossbar. We missed a few other chances. It was, as I think Imperative View says in the chat there, one of our best performances in terms of dominance, ruthlessness and chance creation. It was. Absolutely. It was against a team like, they're no mugs, Reading. They've proved it this season. They're not a bad team. And we, as I think it was Terry put in there, Arsenal made Reading look an average team. Yeah, we did. And they're not an average team. They're a decent team. And we absolutely took them to pieces. I mean, Matt, you must have enjoyed that on Wednesday.
Yeah. Again, it was just one of those things where as soon as we got those goals, we could just sit back and relax. On the Viv note, there is the video going around of them singing "We Want You to Stay."
Yeah, I've seen that.
She's signing the shirt, and then they're singing it to her, and she's laughing and blushing. So It's brilliant that we know how important she is as part of the team. But throughout that game, I think we dominated from minute 1 to the 90th minute.
Absolutely.
And we just played our way. I think it was almost like Jonas didn't have to say anything. He just didn't have anything really to say. Right, here's the team sheet. Just go out and play, and they just was really up for it.
Yeah, it was, and it's exactly what it was. It was a fantastic team performance, and I suppose Viv stood out because of the performance that she gave. But it was a great team performance. You couldn't criticise anybody. They all played brilliantly, every single one of them. You know, Laura, when she came on, how good was she as well? Brilliant performance from her as well, wasn't it? You know, she's not really played that much yet. She's still finding her feet in the team, but a great performance. Well, I mean, Emma, you must have enjoyed that one. Did you go to the game on Wednesday?
No, funny. I had other commitments Saturday. I don't want to be regard no, but I was had my weekly quiz thing, so I couldn't do it.
Oh, of course, yeah. But you must have enjoyed the game when you saw of it.
Yeah, no, I saw that about 40 minutes. We were dominant, and then I watched the game back. I watched the whole of the second half back earlier because allows me on my Sky Q box to actually download it and watch it back. So, yeah, but in terms of the performance, I mean, it's one of the best we've had. It looks like it's back to the good old Arsenal we saw in the first few weeks of the season. It was hunger. The best thing about it for me was a hunger and desire. They want to win the ball back. The desire to they talk about setting the traps and maybe for Reading falling into them. We didn't do that so much, but the hunger and the desire to press them so effectively and then just really deny them any spaces in behind the back line. I mean, Manu was a virtual spectator in that second half. I don't even remember her having to make a save rather than catching a cross. So yeah, I mean, it was probably the best performance I've seen in quite some time in everything, in every department, really. Excuse me.
Well, yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, it was a brilliant performance. And it's what, I think, obviously, our previous WSL game was a game away at Chelsea where I think that the performance that we gave that night, I think, has given everyone in that squad the belief that we can go on, and you could see you've seen the difference in the performances since Chelsea than before, where we were still looking a little bit nervy. It wasn't quite working in certain aspects of the game. And in a game against Chelsea, we proved to ourselves that we can compete. We are, I would say, still slight favourites for the title, and you could see that the players believe that now. And that performance against Reading encapsulated all of that. They were all on top of their game. They believed. You could see they believed in what they were doing. They believed in the system that we're playing. They believed that, and you can tell they believe we can go on and win some big trophies this season.
Definitely.
And that's what really was so impressive to see actually on Wednesday, because when you get to this point in the season, when you're chasing a title, especially some of these players, haven't been in this position much before, new players, a new team, and this is when the nerves start happening, don't they? And we had looked nervous either side of Christmas. We looked very, very nervous at times, but now it's like they've got that belief. They believe we're going to do it, and that gives me belief that we're going to do it. And I know we've still got plenty of time to mess it up, but hopefully we won't. But I don't feel that we're going to. We look totally in control of what we're doing at the minute. They look relaxed. They look happy, and it was good to see Viv looking so happy and relaxed actually in the team. And Imperative View says, Viv Meademar, we want you to stay. She plus that was a good video actually. It really was.
I think I saw down there live coverage as well.
Yeah, it was funny. She enjoyed that. We all enjoyed that. That was good. And so it says they made a good point. No one even mentioned Viv as player of the season. We didn't, and I think maybe that's because we just expect her to be brilliant anyway, because she just is. And we almost take it for granted how good she is, I think. We shouldn't do. We should appreciate exactly what she does bring. And that's a good point. Maybe she should have got more of a mention for that. And I'm sure when the season's finished, when she scores the goals that win us the treble, then I'm sure we'll, or creates the goals as well. I'm sure she'll get the credit that she deserves. And Imperative View makes a good point, actually. And Serena, Viv played as number 10, that was called for Holland. That's true. I know international football is slightly different, but so it's a role she likes playing. She's even said it herself loads of times. So it's good that now we've got the opportunity to play her there, and it's bringing its rewards already. She's only played her a couple of games, but we can see what a difference it's made. The goal against Manchester United that Stina scored, the performance against Chelsea when Viv was creating so many opportunities, and of course Reading where she was unplayable, quite frankly. just unplayable completely. And we just need more of this to come now over the next 7 games in the league and the FA Cup and the Champions League and everything else. So yeah, I mean, it is fantastic to see, and let's hope it continues. That performance against Reading, though, is going to be hard to top, isn't it? Because almost perfection. It was almost perfection, wasn't it? We couldn't have done anything better. We defended well, we attacked well, we dominated the midfield. It was just fantastic. So that's the standard now for the rest of the season. If we hit that standard in our last 7 games in the league, I don't think we'll drop any points, but it's doing that every week. That's the key, isn't it? And of course, we've got a game which we spoke about last week, a potential banana skin. On Sunday, there's another potential banana skin because there's only one result that anybody would expect from this game, and we've got to get it. It still seems incredible, doesn't it, that our only defeat in the league this season was against Birmingham, the bottom team, their only win in the league as well. That was just the most incredible game, actually, the away game at Birmingham, where we just didn't turn up at all. Birmingham were just up for that game, and they got what they deserved on the day. So I hope that the players are going to be determined to put that right, because this is our opportunity fairly soon afterwards. A few weeks later, we play them again at home. It's a massive game, and we need to show everybody that Birmingham result and the performance away just wasn't us. That was just a freak performance, and we need to put that right. And I'm hoping that we not only put it right, that we absolutely smash them, because they annoyed me that day. The way they played, the way they time wasted, the fouls they gave away. They were a horrible team, horrible to watch. And I hope that we smash them 10-0, personally. Because that's what they deserve for that performance that they gave against us last time. And they did beat us, and I was annoyed about that. But, I mean, Andreas, what are you realistically expecting, though? It should be a reasonably comfortable game, but it won't be, because they generally are these sort of games, are they? We know what Birmingham are going to do. They're going to try and frustrate us like they did before. They're going to commit foul after foul and stuff like that. But we should have the quality, shouldn't we, surely, to the way we're playing at the minute. We shouldn't have too many problems here, should we, on Sunday?
That's what we said before the first match.
That's true.
We should win comfortably there, and we didn't. So, but I'm sure every player is extra motivated for Sunday, because it's the only match we lost in the WSL this season, and for Birmingham, it's the only match they have won in the league this season. So, there is really a lot to clarify for this match, and I'm sure that every player wants to win this, and nobody would like to say, we lost 2 times against Birmingham, or we lost 4 points against them. No, I'm absolutely convinced that they will be 100% concentrated and want to win this match. Of course, I'm expecting a win. Let's see how the match develops. Birmingham will defend. The only thing that they want will be just survive this match, and if possible, take 1 point, or not to lose too much. But on the other side, they deserve the win at home against us. It's not. I heard commentary. They have not stolen these 3 points. No, they really deserved them. They were the better team in this crazy match, and so they will say, why not again? So let's see. But one player I would like to give some credit is Laura Wienreuter. She's not so much, but I just wanted to add this to the Reading performance. She only played about 20 minutes, but 20 minutes she showed what she can bring for the team, this pace she has, and always thinking offensive. She's a good defender. We saw her tackles, but every time she appears in the offense line. So I think she can bring a lot to the team in the next few years. She's so young, but these 20 minutes against Reading, I would like to give credit to her, and I wanted to mention this.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's a good point, and she's a good player, and she's been another good signing. She maybe hasn't quite hit the headlines in the way the other two new signings done in January, but she's certainly been a great addition. And yeah, she was brilliant, I thought, against when she come on against Reading. And we know that if she comes into the team when she has to replace Noel Moritz for any reason, or maybe just a choice, we know what she's going to be able to bring, and we can rely on her to produce a great performance, which is the main thing. We've got Herman in from Toronto. How you doing, Herman? Hope you're well, mate. Thanks for tuning in. Toronto is some issues going on in Canada at the minute, which we don't really want to go into. Terry says there, I'm with you, Richard. I bet even Matt can't go lower than 0-0 draw on Sunday. I don't care as long as he can see.
Shut up.
And Imperative View says there, Laura has really impressed me. Yeah, she's impressed us all. She hasn't really played enough yet, and it'd be nice to see her play a bit more. Nigel's in the chat, mate. Hope you're well. He says, evening, chaps. Evening, hope you're doing well. He says, I've been out in the loop with regards to Arsenal. Yeah, we've not seen you actually in the chat for a while. Good to see you back. He said, admittedly, having an identity crisis bad, given recent events and subsequent scrutiny placed on a club owner. No, that's fair enough. I mean, you've got a fair point, but it's good to see you back. And we can enjoy the women's games at least without the same kind of pressure that there is sometimes with the men, I think, as well. So that's nice. I mean, obviously, Terry there mentioned, obviously, Matt not feeling too down in the dumps about this game. I mean, what are you anticipating for Sunday? I mean, I totally agree with Andreas. Every single one of these players, Jonas shouldn't need to give a pre-match motivational speech to them. Really, all he needs to do is just show them a video of the previous game, and they should be motivated enough to go out and put that right. Surely, I mean, that's enough, isn't it? They shouldn't need motivated for this game. Out of all the games that we've got left, this is the one they should be right up for this to prove a point and hopefully do it in style. But what are you anticipating?
You took the words right out of my mouth. Honestly, but I'm looking at it from one end. Birmingham need the points, make sure that they try and put pressure on the other teams. We need to put more pressure on Chelsea by getting this win. So I'm probably expecting an end-to-end game. If they're thinking of stopping installing, I just hope that the referee isn't going to fall for it every 5 minutes, because it was actually the person that I was sitting next to. She was on Sunday. She was at the game as well, and this is how we started. We're just making the comments about the referee every 5 minutes, that there was a foul or there was something stupid going on. I think Katie had a bust up with Pennock at the time, and the referee didn't even deal with that properly. And we just need to make sure that we can keep ourselves calm and composed, and don't force ourselves to be aggressive. If we're going to be aggressive, try and go and win the ball. Make sure we don't get another red card, as girls are going to miss one of the next games against one of the most important opponents. Because everyone keeps on saying I can't go any further than 0-0, I will say this now, so it's on record. I'm going to go 2-0 Birmingham, because they can't do it again.
Well, you just said they're not going to do it again.
You know how it works. I'll go opposite to all of you. You'll all
we don't want you to predict a win. We don't want you to predict a win, so it's fine. You predict a 2-0 to Birmingham all day long. That's fine. We're happy with that.
The day I predict a win, Arsenal will probably lose.
Exactly. So we don't want you to predict a win. Definitely not.
Maybe for next season.
Well, we'll see how the rest of the season goes first. I mean, let's try and keep going. We've got Riddy in the chat there. Evening, gentlemen. Yeah, evening. Hope you're doing well. Herman says, after the Reading podcast, I watched the video. The sportscaster kept saying Miedemar probably goes to Barcelona. You shouldn't press on that too much. Well, no, they can say what they want, but ultimately it's her decision, and we'll see what happens. If we win a few more games, I'm sure she wants to stay. Riddy says, that 2-0 defeat to Birmingham in January might come to cost us a title. It might do. But having said that, Chelsea have lost 2 games. We've only lost 1. It could end up being the draws. We've had a lot of draws that, maybe we could have won 1 or 2 of them games. That could have been the difference. But yeah, ultimately, if we lose the league by
Chelsea, United, they're the only 3 that we've drawn, isn't it?
No, we've drawn 4.
United, Tottenham, Manchester United, and
Chelsea.
And
Chelsea. United, Chelsea, City, Tottenham.
We've drawn 4.
The one that I was at the game for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It made such an impression on you that you forgot all about it. But anyway, yeah, we've had 4 draws. Chelsea have only had 2, but then they've lost 2, so it's going to be tight either way. But yeah, I suppose if we lose the league by 1 or 2 points, then we would look back at that Birmingham game, and that was the day it slipped away, maybe, which we don't want to happen. But yeah, I guess it will always be there, won't it? It is the one defeat in the season that we've had, which no one would have expected. So we can't afford to any more slip-ups. I mean, Amar, what are you expecting on Sunday? Obviously, I know you're going to enjoy the game with Andreas, but what are you kind of anticipating? It'd be nice to get a few goals. I mean, I think what we need to do is that the girls need to watch this show. They need to understand that Andreas is flying over from Germany for this one day, as he said. So they need to at least score a few goals for him. That's the least that they can do in this game. And it is Birmingham that we need to get revenge on. So if you're watching this, Katie, bang in a few smashes on Sunday would be nice, you know, and Stina get a few more as well. That'd be brilliant. Make sure we win this game by quite a few goals. But I mean, Emma, what are you anticipating from it? I mean, we should win, obviously, but football doesn't always work like that, does it? You've got to earn your results, and we're still going to have to do the job that we need to do. And do you think we should do that, though, shouldn't we? Sure.
Yeah. I mean, we saw on Wednesday they seem back to their best. They could easily have had more goals, but Beth hit the bar. Tobin had a chance. Caitlin Ford could have got a couple. Could easily have been 7 or 8. I think they've saved their goals for Birmingham on Sunday. They're going to be facing an angry Arsenal, I think. And I was famously there 2 years ago when we put 11 past Bristol City. I'm not saying we're going to do the same on Sunday. I think there's a possibility that it could be quite a big scoreline. They've known their fate. Sadly, I feel a bit because Birmingham used to be such a good team and they used to challenge for big honours and everyone used to fear them, saying difficult game. But they've really gone down in the last few years. And I think 8 points of safety. They've got. It's still with 2 months to go. It's hard to see them getting enough points to stay up, and they've known their fate for a little while now. So. I mean, I think I'm expecting a big scoreline on Sunday, and let's hope for it. Let's hope they can score a few goals.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose ultimately, we've said it before, winning the game is the most important 100% priority, and it doesn't matter if it's 1-0 or if it's 10-0. I just like to beat them 10-0 because I just didn't like the way they played against us before. I didn't like their tactics or anything. So, but yeah, ultimately,
the goal difference. Sorry, Richard.
No, you're right. Goal difference may well prove to be important. At the moment, we're ahead, aren't we? We're what, 5? Is it 5 or 6 ahead at the minute?
5. It could be 8 on Sunday. Yeah. Yeah,
I mean they have got 2 games to play, which they could make that 5 up. But goal difference could play a part. It could, but ultimately, if we don't win the game, goal difference won't matter, will it? Let's be honest. So let's win the game first. Like we did on Wednesday.
On the board, put the pressure on, put the points on the board.
Exactly. That is the most important thing, because a win on Sunday, that's 8 points clear.
Yes.
And although they've got 3 games in hand, which still puts it in their hands, but ultimately that's a lot of pressure on them to win all 3 games, isn't it? And they've got some difficult games. Tottenham home and away. I mean, come on, they're not going to win. They're not going to beat Tottenham home and away, are they? Surely not. Come on, Spurs. No. I know you're useless generally, but you're not going to lose to Chelsea twice, are you? You're going to at least get 1 draw to help us out.
Manchester United could do us a favour on the last.
Yeah, Man United it could be a surprise team that we're not expecting that pull out a point. Everton or somebody, who knows? But it is going to be. We just need to win the game, obviously, Sunday, and then go from there. And let's hope it's enough. I mean, Andreas, what would be your score prediction? Obviously, you're going to the game, so I'm sure you're hoping for lots of goals. But what would be your prediction for now?
It's something special for me. The last match I attended at Meadow Park was in January 2020, and it was against Birmingham.
Well, I was there as well, funnily enough.
Yeah, on 6th January 2020.
Yes, I was there. Yes, I was there too.
2-0. So, of course, I say we will win again 2-0. If it's more, I will be happy. But let's say we win 2-0, and then it rounds up this period for me, and hopefully it won't be another 2 years. But I'll be back at the Emirates for the North London derby at the end of the month. So,
yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're all going to be at that game, which is going to be great. But yeah, I mean, 2-0 will be good. I mean, I'll be more than happy with 2-0, especially if the goals are quite early in the game. I wouldn't want it to be 0-0 for 5 minutes to go and then scrambling 2 goals at the end. I mean, it'd be exciting, but I don't know if my nerves could take that actually. But anyway, Terry says that Andreas, bring plenty of wipes with you to keep Emma's dribbling under control. Don't want the game being called off for flooding.
What does he do? What does he do?
Assuming Susan's playing, of course, she may not be playing yet.
Shut up.
we would assume that
I don't fancy shoes off.
Imperative View says Katie does that for Jonas anyway. Chelsea game was a prime example, yeah, indeed. And Imperative View also makes a good point. Never bank on Spurs. There's a reason they're called Spursy. Yeah, that's more than men now, isn't it? I think the women maybe
exactly. Their women's team have been amazing this season.
Yeah, they have. I mean, they won at Manchester City away this season. You know, they drew with us. They're a better team this year. I mean, we've still got.
Understand how Ashley Neville won the Player of the Month.
Ashley Neville, yeah. I mean, she had a good game against us actually when we last played her actually. But of course, we've got to play Spurs as well, haven't we? The game that we mentioned at the Emirates, that's going to be a big game as well. Yeah. I actually think if we beat Birmingham, is it Brighton, isn't it? After that,
Brighton away, yeah.
Brighton away, and then Spurs. And I think if we beat Birmingham, we beat Brighton, and then we beat Spurs, I think we'll win the league if we win those 3 games.
I hope so.
I think after that we've got
that's a good point because Chelsea have 6 games this month as well.
Yeah, I mean we've got a few this month as well with the Champions League as well, plus the FA Cup.
Yeah, that's right.
But Imperative View says a good point. The same DNA. Well, yeah. Let's hope that for once they don't, and they do pull it out of the bag at least in one of them games. And hopefully they'll roll over against us and pull it out against Chelsea. That's what we want. At the end of the day, see, Tottenham should look at it, right? What's better? Is the title better going to North London or is it better going to West London? And let's be honest, it's better coming to North London and they can have a big say in that. They can let us win 4 or 5-0 against us and then they can go out and beat Chelsea and then the job's done. So well done to Tottenham. We'll thank them for that. And we can laugh at them later on when it all falls to bits. But that's what we need them to do. So that's important there. And really says there 3-0 and 4-2. Well, yeah, I mean, that'd be nice. Settle for that, definitely. And Herbert says there, I hope Arsenal play with the same ruthlessness in the second half as the first half. Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, on Wednesday, I was actually pleased that in the second half, we stepped back a gear a little bit. We didn't overexert ourselves. We didn't want to risk injuries. We got the job done. We got one more goal. Lovely. We did the same against Liverpool, didn't we? In the second half, we sort of took a step back, dropped down a gear, and just cruise through the game. And I'll be happy if we do that on Sunday. If we're 3-0 up at half time or 4-0 up at half time, I'll be quite happy if the second half we just cruise through, make the changes, make the substitutions and win the game and keep everybody fit and healthy. That's going to be the main thing. But yeah, of course, it'd be nice to score 4 in each half, wouldn't it? And just really go for it. But we'll see. I mean, obviously, Andreas has gone for a 2-0. We know Matt's gone for a 2-0 to Birmingham, which is fine. That's great. We'll stick with that. What's your prediction for Sunday? The big game for you and Andreas?
Yeah, I'm not going to hold back. I just think that we'll take our chances. We didn't take the other day. We'll put them to the sword and probably record our biggest win of the season. I'm going to say 7-0 Arsenal.
Wow, 7-0.
I'm not holding back. I'm not holding back.
No. Yeah. Well, let's hope you're right. I mean, that'd be great, wouldn't it? What a game that'd be. What a weekend it'll be for Andreas as well. See the 7. I look at that. Just as you said, that was Terry. Rafael Souza is going to score 4 of them as well, so that'll
be all headers. Yeah,
we'll never hear the end of it, will we? Really says he meant 3-0 to the ladies and 4-2 to. Oh yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, 4-2 to the men will be good. I'm not sure that's going to be. I'm not sure Watford will score 2 against us, but anyway, we'll see. I mean 7-0. I mean we can't really beat a 7-0, can we? I mean I know I was saying 10-0, but that was more of a laugh. I mean, I'll be happy with 2-0 to be honest, but I think we will. I'm going to go for another 4-0. Actually, I think we're on the roll of 4-0. Let's get 3 4-0s in a week. That'd be great, wouldn't it? So I'm going to go 4-0 because why not? Birmingham aren't particularly good, and we're playing well at the minute. And I'm sure I'd like Stina to get another couple of goals actually. Yeah. Just to, she's got 2 in the last 3. Get another 2 in this game. That'd be nice. And let's get the job done. Yeah, obviously Vid's probably going to get one and. Probably I don't know, Katie maybe with another one from 40 yards or something just for fun. Says there, do you think Chelsea will be affected by the sale club wire? Well, that's a very interesting point at the minute, isn't it? Because obviously it is selling the club, and I suppose we're not going to really know too much until we see who buys it and what their plans are. Will the women's team get the same investment that they've been getting under Abramovich? Who knows? We don't know what's going to happen.
Trustees as well, isn't she? So maybe that's been playing on the back of her mind as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of changes actually going to happen at Chelsea. I'm sure there is, and I know we would all like the changes to kind of make the club go backwards in the men and the women. Actually, we can, but whether that's realistically going to happen or not, at the moment, it's hard to say, isn't it? Because we don't know who's going to buy the club yet. Apparently he's had offers for it and all this, that, and the other. So we'll see what happens over the next kind of week or so, or whatever, and see what happens with that side of it. But it is going to be interesting to see how the new owner, what they do with the women's team, because if you've got to think about it. I mean, if you're buying Chelsea, you've got a successful men's team that won a lot of trophies. You've got a successful women's team that have been winning lots of trophies. You'd want to keep that going, wouldn't you? Surely, if you're buying a club. But let's hope that they pull out the investment in the women, and Emma Hayes ends up having to sell all her players. She's left with nobody, and then she ends up managing Coventry United or somebody and stuff like that. That'd be good. But anyway, I'm sure that won't happen. But it would be interesting to see actually what is going to happen with the takeover, who takes over, and what their plans are and how it goes. But at the moment, we don't know, do we? It would be nice. Terry says there, Chelsea history short-lived. Well, it might be. It's been 20 years, though, hasn't it? It's almost 20 years, isn't it, since Roman took over? So they've had 20 years of pretty decent success. I read somewhere, I think they won 19 major trophies, the men. This
19, wow.
In 20 years, that's not bad, is it? We wouldn't mind that. And obviously, if you add in the women's trophies in the last, 7-8 years, that they've won trophies as well, league titles, FA Cups and stuff. So, it's been a big, successful period of time for the club as a whole. And yeah, it would be a shame, wouldn't it, if it all ended now? That would be terrible, wouldn't it? We certainly wouldn't want to see him suffer, would we? But anyway, let's see what happens. But yeah, we'll see who buys it and what their plans are, and hopefully it won't matter too much. So I don't want to think too much about how Chelsea's situation might affect them. It's more about what we're doing. At the moment we're building something. I think we're building something really exciting for the Arsenal women at the minute with the squad that we've got and everything else. I think the men are starting to build something as well. This could be a good few years for Arsenal, regardless of what happens with Chelsea. But yeah, it'd be nice if their demise happened quite quickly. I'm sure we'd all enjoy that. Terry says Wimbledon incoming for Chelsea. Well, who knows? It could well, a situation like with Leeds when they lost a bit of investment and dropped down the leagues, didn't they? That was about 20 odd years ago, wasn't it? So yeah, it could be. Who knows? Maybe the new owner will move Chelsea to a different city like they did with Wimbledon, moved into Milton Keynes. Maybe Chelsea will get taken over and they'll move them to America or somewhere like that. That'd be nice. Get rid of them completely. But anyway, we'll see what happens with that. We don't know yet, do we? So, but yeah, it will have an impact one way or the other, either good or bad, I'm guessing, for Chelsea. So, I know Arsenal, we want new owners at our club, but maybe not quite in this way. And, maybe we're fortunate in a sense, in some ways. Yes, we haven't got the greatest owners, but at least we haven't got Abramovich. Maybe that's one way to look at it. So that's obviously the Reading game, which we're all the Birmingham game as well, which we're all confident. Apart from that, of course, who thinks we're going to lose as always, which is fine. We're expecting a big win. Herman there says Abramovich at least supported Chelsea, and now he's donating the sale of profits to Ukraine. That's what he says he's doing, and he did support Chelsea. You're absolutely right. And as an owner, if he was owner of your club over the last 20 years, you'd be delighted, wouldn't you, with an owner like that? Invested in the team, made sure they had success. He was at a lot of the games before he wasn't allowed to go, and stuff like that. So yeah, he was a good owner for Chelsea. There's no doubt about that. And I suppose it's the right time now for him to be selling up and moving on with everything that's going on with his friend. But yeah, that's either I suppose if he's donating the sale to Ukraine, and that's a nice gesture and that has to be applauded, I guess. But of course, before we can go any further, we've got to that very, very special part of the show. It's the weekly, a new weekly feature, which is proving to be very, very popular and stuff like that. It's the most popular part of the show. It's becoming, and I've even got a nice little introduction for it.
Sorry to interrupt you, Richard. But quickly before that, I've actually got a piece of trivia for you.
Oh, go on.
Oh no. Well, no. It's actually a good question. This actually just came to mind to me the other day. Stina Blackstenius is one of only four Arsenal women's players whose name begins and ends with the same letter. Who was the last?
Ooh, that's a great question. That is a great question. Wow.
I've just looked through the database. Funny, I'd have to just back this up because I couldn't remember the last one myself. But yeah, I'll give you a few minutes to think about that and see if you can come up with the answer.
Oh, that's a great question. Wow.
Just four players in history have had. I've looked through.
Is there just four? Is there?
I think it's just four. I think it's just four. Who was the last one?
Wow.
Give me some time to think about it until after Matt's song. So
Yeah, we'll maybe come back to that. Yeah, we'll maybe have a little think about it. I reckon Andreas might get it before I do. I'm struggling at the minute, actually. I'm just trying to. I'm assuming it might have been a little while ago. It's not going to be.
Emma Byrne.
Sorry?
Emma Byrne.
It's a good shout, but she wasn't the last one. She's one of the other three.
Emma Byrne, yeah.
I thought you were
The
just
last
asking.
player who's played for Arsenal, whose name began and ended with the same letter. I'll give you some time to think about it before the song, after the song.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll keep thinking about it because it's going to annoy me if I don't get it, actually.
Yeah.
So it says there, MMM77, I just noticed that your machine gun's missing. Are you out in Ukraine? No, he's lent it to Ukraine to help them out. That's what he's done. He's donated it to them so that it helps them to win. So that's what he's done with that. Yeah, that's where it is this week. It's on loan. It's on loan at Ukraine. It is. That's where it is. So that'll be good. So we'll have that song there while we think about the answer to Andreas's to Emma's brilliant question there. And I say we've got a little introduction to it now because I made last week. So we're going to put it on again, and then we're going to prepare ourselves for the latest masterpiece from Matt.
That's brilliant.
Magic Matt's chart of the week, of course, as the new popular feature on the show. This is going to be good. We're all looking forward to this. So far, we've had Manu, the Australian goalkeeper. We've had Stina in IKEA. Last week it was. I didn't see it last week. I didn't see it last week. What was last week's one? Last week was Jordan Nobbs, wasn't it? Jordan Nobbs was last week. So that was good. So who are you going to be serenading this week, Matt, with your fantastic start of the week?
Unfortunately, I'm going to get this last name completely wrong, so I'm going to apologise in advance to Andreas, and this one is for Laura. So it goes, Laura. I'm going to get this completely wrong now. See, I already messed up.
We'll cut that bit out, don't worry.
Laura Vinewhiter just wants to run. So I'll try and do it now as a song. So Laura Vinewhiter just wants to run.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, right.
That was quite difficult. I know you do well. Yeah, that was quite difficult.
I thought there was going to be more to it than that, but anyway.
I can do another one if you want.
Yeah, do another one.
Do the Nobsy one from last week. I didn't see the Nobsy one. Do the one on Nobsy.
You're going to have to go back. I'm not doing Jordan Nobbs.
Oh, okay.
No, we can't do the same ones again. We need different ones every week. Have a look on the show last week. It was
I will.
So the other one I thought about was Nikita Paris. I thought this one's a bit of a jibe, but it's also a bit of fun. But it won't last very long. So 49-49 Nikita Paris. 49-49 they say. 49-49 who cares, Nikita will score the next one her way.
That's good, actually. I like that one. That's really good. That's good. Of course, referring to the fact she scored 49 goals in the WSL and she still hasn't managed her 50th full season that she's been at Arsenal. So Terry has a little bit higher. He says a 3 out of 10. Well, the first one 3 out of 10. The second one deserves a lot more than that, though. Come on, Terry. That second one was different class. That second one. And Terry says, we need Emma and Andreas as backing singers next week. Don't forget to send them song sheets in the week. Yeah, song sheets is what we need. There you go. He's like 8 out of 10 for that one. There says Terry. That's more like it. He deserved an 8 out of 10. That was really good. And let's hope that she does get that 50th goal very soon. Actually, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Be stuck on 49 for so long is not good. But of course, 49 for Arsenal is a famous number, isn't it? To be stuck on. We don't want her to be stuck on 49, do we? But that was good actually. And the Nikita Paris one was brilliant. That deserves to be number one in the download charts this week. Actually, that one. So good. That was a good effort. So that was brilliant. So now we need to come up with this answer, don't we? To Amar's brilliant question. Actually, so. We need to. Have you got anywhere, Andreas, with it? The last one?
I have no idea now. Sorry.
I'm trying to look at some letters that you can have at the end of someone's name and try to go back from there and see if I can come up with it that way. There's not too many. I mean, R can be at the end of the name, can't it?
Was it one of the goalkeepers?
You said Emma Byrne. That's correct. There were 2 other players, but who was the most recent?
I would have thought it was. I can't remember which one.
I could give you a clue if you wanted, but then I would give it away. Now I'll give you some more time to think about it.
No, go on. Give us a small hint, like whereabouts you played or something like that.
I'll give you a clue. She scored against us earlier this season.
Oh, it's not. No, it can't be Louise Quinn because that doesn't make sense.
I wouldn't say which competition because then that will give it away massively.
She scored against us. Oh, Terry's just wondering what the question was, right? Terry, what the question is?
Who was the last player to play for Arsenal? Before Stina Baxtenius? Who was the last player whose name began and ended with the same letter?
So I've just said Ellen White, which is probably wrong because you got
Ellen White was the other one, along with Emma Byrne, who's of the four. There's one other one.
Got everyone else, but
that's 3 out of 4.
We've got all the others apart from the one that we need. This is such a good question, actually. Scored against us this season. I'm trying to think of all the ex-Arsenal players who have scored against us this season. I don't think there's that many. I know who it is. Is it that Barcelona player? She plays for Barcelona, doesn't she?
Yes. Who is it?
Black girl. What's her name? I can't think of her name. Is it her?
Yes, it's centre forward who plays for Barcelona.
Yeah, I can't actually think what her name is now. I know it begins with
You're
O.
in the right ballpark, but yeah, you're in the right ballpark. Who?
Not Hermoso.
Hermoso never played for.
No, what's that? I can picture her face and everything. I just can't. I couldn't pronounce her name very well anyway at the best of times. But I know who I mean. I just can't. Is it? I know it begins with O, doesn't it? I know it begins with O.
That's right.
And it ends with a second name as well. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it pretty much.
I just can't.
I'll give you that. It's Asisat Bashwala.
That's it. Yeah, that's
Asisat Bashwala. There you go.
That's I mean, I'm not even going to try and say it because I struggled enough when I've tried to say it before. But yeah, that was.
Yeah, she was before Stina.
Yeah, wow. That would have been what 29.
2016,
18?
I think she signed for us. 2016, yeah.
Yeah, but when her last goal for us would have been what 2017, 2018, would it?
Probably, yeah. Probably.
Wow. Yeah, because of course Ellen White would have been before that, wouldn't she?
Ellen
so
White.
Are they the four then? They must be the four. Emma Byrne,
Ellen White, Stina Baxtenius, Asisat Ashwala, yeah.
Wow. That was a great question, that actually. I don't know where you found that, but that's brilliant. Was that part of your quiz, was it, the other night?
No, funny enough, it wasn't actually part of the quiz. It's actually, I remember the question of sport a few years ago. It said, how many teams that have played in the Premier League have had names that begin with and end with the same letter? And that's where I got that question from.
Oh, all right, yeah. Liverpool's obviously the main
Liverpool,
one,
Aston Villa, and Charlton Athletic.
Oh, yeah, Charlton Athletic. Yeah, of course, yeah. You wouldn't have got that one because you wouldn't have thought Athletic, would you? So, yeah, that's a good one. Charlton Athletic, yeah. Wow.
The only other teams I can think of were York City, Celtic, and Kilmarnock.
But Celtic technically are called Glasgow Celtic, aren't they? So maybe
York City's quite a good.
York City's a good one. I like that one. Yeah.
Kilmarnock.
Yeah, Kilmarnock. Yeah, that's I suppose
there's not many. So yeah, I thought it's a good question.
I bet there's one or two in Wales in the Welsh League. Probably like F's and ends in F's and stuff like that. Probably in the Welsh League, there's probably a few there. But yeah, they're good questions. That was really good. That actually. Wow.
Yeah,
we did all four in the end anyway, which was good. But yeah, that was a bit of fun actually. Maybe we should have. Maybe we've got Matt's. Maybe we've got Matt's chart every week. Maybe we need to have Emma's quiz every week, and maybe Emma needs to throw a question.
Trivia.
Emma's trivia question.
We need something for Andreas to have as well now.
yeah. I don't want to leave him out either.
Yeah, we'll have to come up with an idea that Andreas can bring as well. Every week we'll have a little section for each of us to bring something to the show. Matt's got his charts and Emma's got his question now, so that's good. We'll find something for Andreas to bring along as well, and that'll be good.
The information about the German teams.
Well, yeah, that'll be good. Yeah, obviously there'll be.
That's a good point. Your analysis needs to get you the Sky Sports drag along whiteboard or something, so you can do your analysis.
Yeah, that's what we need. Yeah, maybe when we get more people watching the show, more people subscribing, the budget will go up, and we'll be able to afford like a bit more technology stuff going on the show, maybe. But at the moment, probably not really. But anyway, so that was good fun. It was a good chant in the end from Matt. A second time of asking, the second one was good, and Amar's question was just was really good as well. Actually, made us think for a little while, and we got the answers in the end, which was great.
Yeah.
Which is good. So yeah, brilliant stuff that was. And obviously, it's been a good week for the Arsenal women. 2 good wins and an opportunity for a third coming up on Sunday. But let's not get too carried away because we did it before, and we know what happened. We got found out. Terry says there he's at the end of Richard's Rocking Radio Show for this week. Yeah, well, it's a quiz show as well now. There's everything going on here. You get voted for money.
Chat, everything, yeah.
Oh, Terry, we said the question. Yeah, you didn't know the answer anyway, Terry. Don't pretend you did. So Terry says a great show, Richard, Andreas, MR, and MM77. Looking forward to the boy band edition next week. Well, yeah, maybe we can work on that. Well, don't forget half time on Sunday. We're going to have half the boy band, Andreas and MR, on the show.
We won't be singing
at half time. So yeah, they may be singing as well if we're doing well.
See if you can get Maria involved if she's there.
Well, yeah, it's not a bad shout.
It was her birthday actually, wasn't it, last week? So that was nice as well. Yeah, she'll be knocking around. I'm sure we have to see her if you can. See if she'll come on and say hello to everybody. Absolute legend that she is. Of course, Harry got to chat to her, didn't he? The game when he was at when he did a vlog for us. That was great to see her actually looking well. As always, fantastic Arsenal fan she is. Terry says, so you don't feel left out. I'll pick on you next week. Enjoy your time over here, right? Okay. Well, Terry's going to pick on Andreas next week. Obviously, it's going to be it's obviously a big weekend for Andreas coming back to Meadow Park. I say 2 years, well, a long time, and being away. So let's hope they put in a good performance for you. I'm sure they will, and I'm sure you'll get some great pictures as well, and stuff like that, which will be great. You'll have to share them as well with us all. Can enjoy that. Have you enjoyed the show again, Andreas? I know you're a busy man. You've got to get all your packing sorted out for the morning.
Yeah, everything is packed. I'm ready, and I'm looking forward to coming to London and to Meadow Park. And everybody who recognized me, just say hello.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
I will wear an Arsenal cap or something like that, and I hope to see as much of you, and I hope for a brilliant match and for a decent win. And
Definitely.
Of course, I'm looking forward to meet Amar for the first time.
Yeah, it'll be good. I'm looking forward to it too.
Yeah, you want to get Amar to bring his dad as well because his dad's hilarious. So you definitely want to meet Amar's dad as well because he's brilliant.
No,
so,
I don't think my dad's going to be there. We'll see.
Isn't he? Okay. You'll have to get him to the North London derby.
Yeah, I think he said we want to meet us up in 3 weeks' time after the derby. So let's see.
Yeah, you can come back to our little. We're not in a hotel this time. Actually, we're staying in like an apartment. Where you cook your own food and all that kind of stuff. We're doing that this time, so that's going to be good. So you have to come back and have a drink with us and something after the game. That'd be cool. So, but yeah, no, Sunday's going to be good. Obviously for Andreas, it'd be great to for you to be back at Meadow Park, and I'm sure you'll get some great memories as well of hopefully another good Arsenal victory, which would be nice. It's come at the right time, maybe when we're in good form, everyone's fit, playing well. It's a good time to be watching them, isn't it? And let's hope it's a good weekend for you. Obviously, a safe trip as well. And have you enjoyed the show again and your new chart? Which the second one was good anyway. We'll give you that one. The first one maybe not. I didn't think the second one. The first one was finished. But the second one was good.
Reading Reuters is difficult. We'll forgive it.
Yes, it is. Well, before I go, I will like to say thank you to everyone who donated to the food bank outside Rovers ground. I think they filled the van up with everything. People were bringing boxes of foods and stuff, so everyone's internally grateful for that. I saw them again yesterday at the Everton Boreham Wood game, and they did come and say thank you for everything as well, and we did have a really nice chat about it. Also want to say to Steph Catley, although she's not going to see this, she actually signed 2 pairs of both her left foot and her right foot boot, and she gave them out to 2 of the kids.
Wow.
Wow.
So
I saw that actually. Yeah, I did see the video of that. Yeah.
So just a bit of a thank you for that, and for the and to Frida and I'm forgetting, and Leah as well, my favourite player, Leah, for the photos as well.
Yeah, they were great.
It was really great. And hopefully you get both of you two on Sunday. You will get a few photos yourselves. So
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, the last 2 weeks have been absolutely amazing for me, and this is going to just top it. So it's going to be really good.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. it is going to be good. Yeah, so hopefully you can all get some pictures. I say them pictures that you got last week, Matt, were brilliant actually. They were fantastic. Good to see Frida smiling as well. She looked happy, didn't she? Which was nice.
Yeah, I kind of embarrassed myself with Steph. I went to step down and I got onto a little bit of mud and my foot slipped.
Oh no!
I've laughed. She's laughed and went.
At least you made an impression anyway. That's the main thing. Yeah. And of course, I'm sure on Sunday I'll be waiting to get his photo with Rafael Sousa. You definitely got to get a picture of him and share it on the show next week.
It's so tall. You wouldn't believe how tall she is. Like just you look at her.
She looks tall actually. She does, yeah. But then I suppose, yeah, she is a defender, so she should be tall, I guess. But yeah. But so yeah, Emma needs to get a photo.
6 foot, I believe, or just below 6 foot.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know she was that tall. Wow.
Well, funny enough, actually, I'm 5'10" and she's 5'7". So.
Oh,
there you go.
Okay. You have to get a little. You have to get a step ladder, won't you? Clearly, to get the picture.
No, as I said to Terry, I do not fancy her.
Okay. Terry says, "Hit the likes, people. We've had football, singing, and a quiz all for free. Not like the BBC. No, exactly. You're right. Yeah, and no propaganda either on this show. Either like the BBC.
This show is not like any other.
And Terry says, "Only you."
It's very much a me thing to do.
It is, and it's good. You should have got that on video. Actually, that would have been even better. But anyway, we do look forward to Amal, of course, getting his photo with Raphael this weekend. Which we look forward to. Have you enjoyed the show? It's good to have you back on. Anyway, I know you took a bit of sick tonight, but it's been fun.
Yeah, no, it's been good to be back. As I said last week, my mum and my sister away, so I was with my dad, just having some fun time with him. Yeah, now could be Andreas back to work on Monday. It's exciting times ahead, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, good. Obviously, the most important thing is the game on Sunday. Of course, works is secondary, isn't it? We don't worry about that. That's just, that just pays the bills. This is what we enjoy, and obviously Sunday's going to be good. It should be a good game, and that'll be good. So yeah, what we'll do is obviously we'll try and get you two on at half time, like we did with Matt last week. What I'll do is I'll just put the link on the group chat to the show, and then maybe just before half time. If you can get on at half time, find something a little bit quieter, and if you can get Maria to come on and say hello and give us a wave, that'd be nice as well. And we'll try and get a chat to you guys at half time on Sunday. And it's obviously a big day for Arsenal, isn't it? Sunday with the two games. I must admit, I'm annoyed that tomorrow, being Saturday, there's no game for either team, and then Sunday they're both playing one after the other, which is a bit silly, really, because if they want to increase the women's the audience for women's football, and you can have a lot of Arsenal fans who follow the men's team who may well be interested in watching the women, but they're not going to be able to because they'll be going to a Watford game, travelling or getting ready to watch that game and play. Why didn't they play one of them on Saturday? Just silly, really. But anyway,
Conti Cup as well. Don't forget, it's also. Sorry, I forgot to add. So I didn't want to interrupt you, but it's also Conti Cup final will be interesting as well tomorrow. So maybe that's why I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, what they should have done, realistically, for me, was put the Conti Cup on Sunday and put Arsenal on Saturday.
Yeah, probably.
And then the Arsenal men on the Sunday. Then I think that would have, they could have kick off times or whatever you do. I think going forward next season with Sky, they've got to make sure that the women's games aren't clashing with the men's games or the same club. It's just silly otherwise, because you're killing your audience, aren't you? Essentially, there'll be a lot of men's fans that may well be interested in watching the women play, but they're not going to watch it on Sunday because they're going to be travelling to the Watford game, or they're going to be at the Watford game, or they're going to be watching it elsewhere or stuff like that. And I just think that they need to look at that for next season. It's probably too late this season now, and I think that's one thing that they can do and get that right, because they had an opportunity this weekend when they moved the Arsenal-Watford game to the Sunday. They had an opportunity to put the Arsenal women's game on the Saturday, didn't they, to spread them out and give everyone the opportunity to watch it. But anyway, I guess it works out better for Andreas because it means he can get to the game better on a Sunday than a Saturday, probably, in terms of getting back flying and stuff like that. So, but yeah, maybe that's what they need to look at for next season, is try and separate them a little bit more instead of having them on at the same time almost. I'll be going from one watch along straight to the other one with no real break in between. They haven't even thought about me having me lunch. When am I meant to have me lunch? You know what I mean? The Arsenal women kick off at 12. They'll be finished at quarter to 10 to 2, and then the Arsenal men kick off at 2. I've got a 10-minute break in between. I'm not going to be able to have my lunch, am I? They don't think of these things, do they? They can put the kick-off times, all this stupidness, without even thinking the impact.
Get Deliveroo, Richard. Get Deliveroo.
Actually, I might have to do actually, mightn't I? Get them to deliver it at 1:45. So I'll get them to deliver it at 1:30 because they're bound to be late, so they'll turn up at 1:45, and then it'll be fine. That might be the way forward actually for Sunday. But yeah, I will be doing the 2 watch along. So I'll be going live about 11:45 for the women against Birmingham. So hoping to speak to Andreas and Emma at the game. And then straight after that, I'll be switching to the other stream. I've set up 2 separate streams for it to separate the audience a little bit, to do the Arsenal against Watford as well, going live about, well, as soon as the women's game's finished, I'll swap across to there, probably 10:02, 5:02, whenever, in time for that one. So it's going to be a busy day for me. I'll have to get a food delivery in at some point maybe, or, find some way to get around it because it's not ideal. But anyway, we'll do the best that we can. That's all we can do. So obviously, thanks to Andreas. Obviously, safe journey over the weekend. I'm sure you'll enjoy. Where are you staying this time? You staying at the same hotel for the North London derby, or are you staying somewhere else this week?
I'm staying at the Hotel One just from Saturday to Monday very early. I'm flying back for the North London derby, same hotel, but from Thursday to Sunday.
That'd be good. Yeah, we're going for that. We're going down for the Wolfsburg game on a Wednesday, and we're staying till Sunday morning. So we're down there for 4 days in London. So we obviously going to go to the 2 games, spend a bit of time in London, maybe do an Emirates tour while we're down and stuff like that. So
yeah,
lots of stuff to do. That's going to be good. Looking forward to that in a few weeks' time, obviously. But of course, the highlight's going to be meeting up with you guys. Obviously meeting Andreas for the first time, and obviously Emma and hopefully Harry as well. And obviously Emma's dad as well, of course, absolute legend. Look forward to seeing him again. So that's going to be good. But yeah, we've got a few more games to fit in before then. Actually, some really big games that we need to win. Obviously, starting on Sunday against Birmingham, where we've got to get revenge because we need to beat them, because that's just we can't let that derail our season.
He's never going to leave that alone.
Terry says, thanks, chaps. Great show again. Stay safe. Love this show. You're all great. Very entertaining. Love Emma.
Smiling.
Well, he'll have a nice smiley picture with her on Sunday. So that's what that might be the introduction for next week's show. It'll be Emma and Rafael Souza on the screen at the start. So the show when he gets his picture with her, which would be nice. So yeah, he'll be stalking her outside the changing room, won't he? After the game, waiting around for it to come out, So that'll be good. But no, we look forward to that anyway. Hopefully, we can chat to you guys at the game.
Yeah.
So I'll say thanks to Andreas. I'll say have a safe, enjoyable trip and enjoy the game. I'm sure you will. Matt as well. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for doing the vlog last week as well. That was great. Good to speak to you during the game as well. And Emma as well. Thanks for coming on. I say enjoy Sunday as well. Obviously enjoy meeting Andreas. We're going to meet Andreas before we do, which is nice. So that's good stuff there. And Herman there in the chat says that Susan puts a smile on anyone's face. Great, but no, she does exactly. She makes me smile as well. So we see her play.
She's great. Yeah, she's great.
One player we haven't actually mentioned that always puts a smile on a lot of people's faces. Mana.
Oh yeah.
Who?
Mana Iwabuchi.
Oh yeah, she does. Yeah, no, she's always got a little smile on her own face, hasn't she? She seems to permanently have a smile on her face, which is nice. But no, she does. You're right, actually. I wonder if she'll play. I wonder if she'll play much part on Sunday. Yeah, she's not been playing a lot lately. She did play
really well against Liverpool.
Yeah, she did play well against Liverpool. Yeah, then she was sort of left out against Reading. I know that it's a different competition, but it'd be nice to see her get involved maybe Sunday. But I'm sure she'll be there in the ground anyway. I'm sure she'll be happy to chat to everyone and get photos done and stuff like that after the game. I'm sure she will. So, but no, Herman's right. Susan does put a smile on everyone's face. It's not just Amar. It's all of us. So that's good. And I'm sure that'll be fun. And Herman says, can't be in the podcast this Sunday. I've got a music rehearsal. No. That's not a good. Sorry, that's not a good enough excuse. You're not excused for that. You've got to turn up. I'm sorry. You've got to. That's no good. But no, obviously, I hope that goes well. So thanks to all you guys. Obviously, thanks to Andreas and Matt and Amar. Join us on Sunday, the double watch along. It's going to be a busy day, but hopefully it's going to be a day of 2 good Arsenal wins, which is what we want, especially the first game on the Sunday. So I'll go live about 11:45 with all the team news and stuff before the game. And then straight after that, we'll be going over to Vicarage Road for Watford against Arsenal, which is more of a local derby in Arsenal-Tottenham, since we share the same training facilities virtually, just the other side of the fence. So maybe that's more of an actual proper derby, isn't it? Arsenal against Watford. But anyway, that will be coming up as well on Sunday. Hopefully 2 big wins. and we will see you very, very soon on Sunday. So, yep, thank you for tuning in, everyone. Please give it a like before you go. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. I know most of you guys in the chat already subscribed. Hopefully, I'll see most of you on Sunday in the chat for the show. And of course, we hope to, get some live footage from the ground at halftime. That'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? A little bit of atmosphere from Park in what hopefully will be another good Arsenal performance, a big victory, another 3 points. So thanks to you guys for tuning in. Thanks to you guys for coming on the show again. As always, we'll speak to you very, very soon. I will see you Sunday at 11:45 for the big game. The first of two big games, but the biggest one out of the two, really, for us, because we're chasing the title and we are going to win it, I'm sure. Have a good week, everyone. Enjoy the game on Sunday, both the games. Terry says, see you Sunday, Rich, and everyone else. Have a great weekend. Yeah, and yourself, mate. Have a great weekend. We will speak to you guys very, very soon, and we will see you on Sunday. And in the meantime, of course, as always, come on, you Gunners. Come on.
Yeah.
2 big wins. You've got to win for Andreas. Score loads of goals, girl. Come on. Loads of goals for Andreas. He deserves them because he's waited a long time to see you. So put on a show for him.
Okay. Bye.
We'll see you Sunday, guys. Take it easy.
Take care. Take care.
Jesus said, "Paddy, I'm singing so well."